stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference.
Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Monday, October 17th, 2022, and this is episode number 444 of a show where we co-create life together, where you join me with my family on our small farm and homestead as we grow all around, where we oftentimes talk about the 5 W's and how as we grow the family business here at York Meadow Farm and more. Now, since it's Monday, and as usual, we're going to be doing a weekend market review episode today, more like weekend markets, because for the past few weekends, we've been doing a market on both Saturday and Sunday, in addition to the Tremont market on Tuesday. So it's been it's been a busy month, but we'll talk about all that and more shortly after a bit of housekeeping. Okay, so this housekeeping bit, this is going to be a new thing that we're going to be doing. Okay, what I mean is that I've experimented with advertisements on the show, and after some dialogue with a lot of you guys out there who I respect, I made the decision to remove advertisements from the show. I don't like them when I listen to podcasts. I find them interrupting. And, you guys shared your opinions with me about it. So that was the decision I made. Pulled the advertisements. But the incentive to monetize this podcast has grown since I've left my day job. And that this housekeeping is a proactive measure on my part to provide you with the information that you need to help support the show if you choose to do so, because I haven't made, and I don't oftentimes make a concerted effort to do so. So moving forward, episodes will contain a bit of housekeeping in the beginning of the show, which will mention things like show sponsors, affiliates, and links to support the show directly if you want to provide a donation through PayPal and things like that. So anyways, so basically the show notes today are going to include links to everything in the affiliate market, everything in the affiliate marketplace that I support. And a couple of those things are Buzzsprout, which is a great way to launch a professional podcast. It's the platform, the host that I use. It's very easy. And if you're into or interested in starting a podcast of your own, I would highly recommend Buzzsprout because it's easy and it works and it integrates really, really easily with all podcast players out there. So check it out. It's just, it works. All right. I've tried others. I decided to go with Buzzsprout. Chat it up in the Telegram group if you want to learn more. I also am pushing Instacart because, I was resistant to it for a long time, but I've been using Instacart for maybe a couple years now. Oh, at least 2 years. God, I don't know where the time goes. But initially it was a convenience. It was cool. I could, but now it's almost stupid to not use it. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, if you're not using Instacart, it's almost as silly as like not using Amazon Prime. Now, in terms of other affiliates, we've got the goal setting workbook, which has been an integral part of the show in the past. It still is. We're not talking too much about goals today, but I think that goals are something we are going to be talking goals very soon, because we are approaching the end of the year. And I think that I'm definitely going to be following the same goal setting procedures and protocols that I followed last year, which helped get me to the point where I could ultimately leave my job in May and move forward with actively writing this new chapter in life that we're living now. So, goal setting workbook, I'm going to link to that in the show notes. I'm going to link to a couple of other things as well, like the 48 Days Eagles community, pre-search, the Fountain podcast player, Strike, easy ways to buy Bitcoin, and just things that I support. And then when you use them, if you're not already actively using them, like Strike, for example, if you're not using Strike and you're interested in buying Bitcoin, it's a super easy way to buy Bitcoin. It's a super easy way to obtain Bitcoin through direct deposit. You don't even have to do anything. You set it up, you automate it, and you can very easily, oh cripes, what's the word I'm looking for? When you have an allocated amount of funds that you purchase on a regular basis. All right, I'm having a total mental brownout, but Strike allows you to do this very easily. And what's worth pointing out is recently I experienced some issues trying to use Strike, and I think that it was user error. So, I'm going to pause this, guys, and take this call, because I think this might be something that I'm going to talk about in a bit. One moment. Good morning, this is Rob. Well, here we are. We'll pick up where we left off. That phone call was not exactly what I thought it was. And I will get to what I thought it was a lead or a follow-up on a winter market that we will be engaging in. And I will elaborate more on that in just a bit. But anyways, I was talking about Strike, the ease of buying Bitcoin, and in a nutshell, that was the last thing that I was going to say about the affiliate marketplace. I'm working on direct links where you can support the show, like I said, through PayPal and other things like that. But, ultimately when you follow up and purchase any of these products or services utilizing the links in the show notes, it's a win-win-win. You're supporting the product or service and the creator of it. You're supporting this show through my affiliation with that product, and you're supporting yourself because I believe in what I talk about, and I think the products and services that I talk about and that I link to provide value to you. And I wouldn't speak of these things if I thought otherwise. And moreover, when something changes with my opinions about something, I make a point to communicate to you what it is that's changed, and if need be, provide a suitable alternative. So, with that said, just check out the show notes and continue to check out the show notes moving forward in the future. So, there will be additional ways to support the show moving forward. Now, one other thing that I failed to mention thus far is, in addition to the affiliate marketplace and all of the links in the show notes, one of the things that you can do to support the show is by shopping for fermented foods and natural bath and body products from York Meadow Farm. Now, this is what I do for a living full-time now since June. And to further expand and diversify, we opened up our online store last month, and we are actively shipping product across the nation, having shipped coast to coast already, right? From Maine to Washington, from here in Ohio down to Alabama. We're sending it to you. So listeners and supporters of the show get 25% off all orders with the discount code allaroundgrowth. And I mean, look, you're supporting the show, you're supporting our family business, and you're eating healthy foods and cleansing your skin with all natural and nourishing products that contribute to good health. You can't lose. So, like I said, check out the show notes, the website where you can learn more. And if you decide to shop, be sure to use the discount code allaroundgrowth to save 25%. And while you're there, sign up for the newsletter. You know, you'll get links and updates when there's blog posts and monthly newsletters and just a behind the scenes look at everything that's going on around here, including more than what's even discussed here on the podcast, right? So check it out, yorkmeadowfarm.com. Anyways, with all that said and done and all the housekeeping out of the way, let's move on with the show. Now, like I said, it's Monday, and as usual, we're doing a weekend market review. Well, or like I said, weekend markets, because for the past few weeks, we've been doing markets on Saturdays and Sundays and Tuesdays. It's been busy, busy, busy. And last week on Wednesday, we did an episode that covered the final Tremont Farmers Market. Okay, that was episode number 441. I'll link to that in the show notes for easy reference. And you can get a breakdown of the final Tremont Farmers Market there. Now today, we're going to cover a few topics. We're going to talk about the final Medina Square Farmers Market, the record-setting week that we experienced in sales last week, the celebration of the end of market season, and our plans for fall 2022 and winter 2023, which I thought that phone call previously was all about, but it turns out that it was some sort of spam call with a local number. Anyways, so here we go. The final Medina Square Farmers Market. Dad is, caught this bug again, this cold, and he stayed home from the market. So it was Mom and I rolling solo at the market, and the weather for the final market was fantastic. There was nice sun. It was a little slow to start, but things really picked up by 11 o'clock or so. We had a line of people. Mom was slinging samples. I'm slinging samples. She's restocking product. I'm running around her grabbing bags. We're both, trying to pull cash out of the cash box, make change, run cards, all this stuff. And it turned out to be a good day. It definitely exceeded our expectations. And ultimately, last week was the first week where we hit $1,000 in sales. That's a big landmark. That's a big benchmark. That was something that Dad and I have been talking about, and we weren't entirely sure if we were going to do it this year. I was very hopeful that we would last week, and with the day that we had on Saturday, we well exceeded that, and it was fantastic. So accordingly, the celebration of the official end of market season kind of began Saturday night. Began Saturday night at the Friendly Inn as I picked up some takeout for Mom and Dad and myself, and also had a Boilermaker there, and that was just a nice way to start unwinding and have a, feel as though there's some closure to the season, a true transition. Now, it wasn't that big of a celebration because Sunday morning we had to get up and go to the Richardson's Market. Again, Dad's feeling under the weather, so I rolled solo up there, and that's fine. It's Mom was interested in coming, but I said, no, don't worry about it. It's really kind of a slower market. I mean, definitely less traffic than the Tremont Farmers Market, but still a great day at Richardson's. It's wonderful to be there with them. I'd like to think that the presence of us and the other vendors supports them in their endeavors with the hay rides and the pumpkin patch and all the other activities, that it's just another incentive for people to come in and participate in their business and their operation there. And moreover, it gives us an opportunity to sell and move some product and meet new customers. And, so it's great. It's just a good time. So yesterday was a good day. Got to talk with a lot of people. Was late breaking down. Didn't really get out of there until 5 o'clock. By the time I got back home, I had to offload, put stuff in the coolers, kind of just put stuff away, and head to party number 1. It was a friend and, also fellow market vendor at one point. Crystal was doing soda breads and cookies and things like that, and, nice stuff. And we met at the Richardson's market in the winter. And I'll link to Richardson's in the show notes so you can kind of check out what's going on there and see everything that I'm talking about. And as it turns out, Crystal and her husband, Crystal is the daughter of Linny, my friend, who I've been playing music with over the past few months, and is the sister of a friend of mine who I met many years ago through the old time community as well. And she actually lives just a few miles down the road. And it was Crystal's husband, Chris's 40th birthday party. And there was a big celebration there. So I got there probably around 6 o'clock, brought a bunch of ferments. Everybody was pretty much done eating at that point. And in the back they were sitting around the fire, and they had this double smoked, cured piece of pork fat, and this was done in this Hungarian way, and they were roasting it over the fire and then dripping the fat onto rye bread, which had sliced onions, radishes, and all sorts of things on it. And it was this traditional Hungarian dish. So we were, just living it up outside, and luckily there was still sauerkraut and bratwurst and roasted peppers and potatoes and Brussels sprouts. And so I've got a full plate of this, and I'm drinking Guy's homebrew. Started out with a nice Hefeweizen. I don't know how to pronounce these fancy beers, guys. Sean, everyone out there, correct me in the Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group, you should be, t.me/allaroundgrowth. Join us there and bust my balls for my inability to pronounce the beers that I so readily consumed last night. Now, after this Hefeweizen, there was also a dry hopped amber ale, amber type of lager ale. Not really sure what it was, but I do know that it was delicious. And needless to say, I stayed with Guy and Chris in the back of the tent doing our best to empty these kegs, and I did not make it to the harvest dinner over at Cody's. But like I said, I got there by 6 o'clock. Even if I'd left at 7 to get over to Cody's, it was going to be a brief party. And I think he mentioned that he was kicking everyone out by 8 because that's when the little one, Summer, needs to go to bed. And we can't just sit around partying, or at least he was going to kick everyone out of the house, and there was going to be outside time and maybe a fire. So I don't know. It's unfortunate that I missed the harvest dinner, But luckily, I was able to give Cody a big box of goodies to share with everyone, including some experimental dilly beans and some experimental pickles that we called mini crunchers, along with just a variety pack of everything else we had. So because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it in the first place, and even if I was, it would have been late, well after everyone had eaten, and as it turns out, I didn't make it at all. So yes, definitely a lot of celebrating this weekend, and in part it was the celebration of Chris's 40th birthday, but for myself and definitely Guy, who made the beer, we were celebrating all the things last night, and we had a great time. So today is basically my weekend. I have little to prep for because there is no market tomorrow. There is no Tremont market tomorrow, and I'll get to that in a second. So, we've got the celebration of the end of market season complete. We will have an interview with Cody to talk about the market season and more coming up in a week or two. And then, what's in store for fall of 2022, winter of 2023. Okay, for the remainder of October, we'll be at Richardson Farms on Sunday. And, for the remainder of October, that's basically, 2 more Sundays here? Today's the 17th. So yeah, we've got the 23rd and the 30th. And hopefully next weekend will be busy. People will be picking up pumpkins, doing carving. Stephanie over there at Richardson's mentioned that she might be doing some sort of pumpkin carving competition. All sorts of things, lots of cool stuff. So again, I will link to Richardson's in the show notes, and you can definitely check that out. And you should check it out because they're doing cool stuff. And if you're doing stuff too, look into what they're doing for some ideas and how you can implement that into your own operations, or share the episode with a friend so they can get, the information and learn themselves, and also I'll just share the episode anyways. It helps support the show, expose the show to new listeners, and grow the community. And that's what this is all about, is this community that we have. And speaking of community, we're working to get more exposure in our local community. That's what I thought that phone call earlier was about. Nice segue back into the dialogue. I'm expecting a phone call from a local garden center who hosts an indoor winter market. And that is going to be a good opportunity. We've spoken to a number of people who are there, who have been there in the past, and due to the traffic that moves through there, some vendors have said that they've had better luck there, if you will, more sales than some of the regular markets during the season. So we're pretty excited about that. I've been playing a little phone tag with this guy, and after talking about it this weekend and talking about what everyone's doing over the winter as things come to a close, because it's kind of the slow season and everybody's looking for something to keep busy, or a lot of people are just looking to wind down and prepare for next year. But not me, not us. We are moving, we are growing, we are looking for new opportunities. And one of the opportunities that we are also exploring, one of the things I've got to work on today, is an opportunity that we were presented with to sell at a grocery store. I'm not sure on the details of that. There's been some dialogue in the Telegram group and with certain members of the community out there about the nature of this, but I've still got a lot more information to go through and some dialogue needs to be had with the Kraut guy himself in terms of what we're going to do and how we are going to proceed. So stay tuned on that. But yeah, we've got the Boyert's Winter Market, Richardson's, potential new retail locations, and more. We're going to stay updated with the website, with all of our retail locations, where you can find us at market, and just to make things easier on everyone, we've got orders available online so that you can just simply go boop, boop, beep, boop, and have products show up right at your door. It's easy. Almost as easy as Amazon. Maybe easier? I don't know. We don't have this one-click buy thing, so yeah, I guess Amazon's got the leg up on us, but hey, we're working on it, all right? Give me a break. All right, so I guess that's about it for today's show, guys. Like I said, I'm going to spend some time today winding down from the weekend, working on the show, getting ready for the rest of the week. So again, stay tuned in the Telegram chat for more on what to expect tomorrow and what is coming up for the rest of the week. And if you want to contribute to the show and talk about something in particular, or have me cover something in particular that you'd like to hear about, then let me know. allaroundgrowth@gmail.com, or the Telegram group t.me/allaroundgrowth is a great way to do it. There's also links to everything with regard to social media and where you can find us and me on different social medias. So check out the show notes for all of that as well. Now, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day and spending it together with me here on the show. And I look forward to seeing you in the Telegram group later, guys. So this is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
In a world of pain, what can I do? The needs are many, and answers are few. People turn away, and I wonder why. If I can help somebody, then I want to try. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love, and truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. Whoa, whoa. I'm an odd fellow. If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call. You know the times are wasting every day, and we can help somebody along the way. People may think that it's odd that I believe